All right. Hello, folks. My name is Ozmourn, and you have found me in my hideout here. Where this is, you should just play the game. It's actually we're in the last level right now, so a bit of a spoiler for what's to come. We're gonna quit the menu here so we can start the run. But my name is Ozmourn, and I'm here to show off Viewfinder. It is a lovely, like the newest first-person puzzle platformer that came out in July of this year. And so I'm super excited to be showing this off because this is like the second time it's been shown off at a marathon. And so I am like, it's pretty fresh to everyone right now, and I'm excited to see how people react to it. And I'm very glad to be back at Midwest Speed Fest because it's been a while since I could participate in one of their events. So I'm super happy that they're putting this event on for all the online folks, international folks around here, and in other parts of the country that can't easily fly out to Minnesota to be with them. And so here we are with Viewfinder. And so we're just gonna get straight into the run. We're gonna start a new game here. Timing is going to begin when like the loading screen into the first level finishes. So as soon as we load into the first level, that's when time's going to begin. So uh, we can start in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, and all right, let's go. Perfect. So Viewfinder. The main mechanic behind this game is that any image that you see will immediately turn into like part of the real environment, like that. So any image you can just hold up and you can paste it into the environment, and then you can interact with it. Everything in it will become real, including all the objects in it, which is what we're going to be doing right here. There's an object, specifically a battery, that we tilted that image so it can land directly onto the charging pad to activate the final teleporter. And you're going to be seeing me do that trick pretty frequently, actually, including right now. We can just have the battery fall on the teleporter, and as soon as it does, we can just interact with the final teleporter and leave the level. After every like set of levels, you're going to see me come back into this like hub world that we can walk in between levels for. And so you can't use your like any abilities in those hub worlds. You only use them when you're in levels, like so. And we're going to be doing a nice skip here where we can just tilt that bridge upwards, so we can skip pretty much all of the actual puzzle of that area. Every time you see me like place an image into the environment, you're going to see me jump as I do it, because typically speaking, when you try to place an image, when you hold it up, your movement speed slows down, and so you want to avoid that by just jumping. And now in this level, instead of doing the level the first time at least, we're going to be taking this photo, which has a photo of itself, and we're going to be duplicating that 4 times, because then the simulation crashes. Surprise, we're in a simulation, believe it or not. And so this is a nice story point right here, where you just go back into the real world for a bit. This is the only time this is going to happen aside from the very end of the game. So this is the real world. It's not pretty. But we're going to do the classic IT solution of just turning it off and turning it back on again. Okay, a bit finicky there, at least on the turning it off part, but you know, we got it. As soon as we go back into the simulation, the screen's going to fade to black, and then there's going to be like a save icon to signify a checkpoint. And as soon as that happens, we're just going to exit to main menu and then spam enter to re-enter the game, like so. And that allows us to just immediately get put in front of the teleporter that leads to this level, and so that just avoids some long free time save right there. And now we can do the level normally.
That turning everything off and back on is just a little too real for my liking. I gotta
Oh,
be honest.
of course, that's how you fix everything, right? And so all you have to do in that level is just place the image twice. That'll give you enough distance and height to get to the teleporter. This level, it's not a lot in the speedrun. We're just gonna be falling a lot, but it's also the level where the devs just like to flex. You're gonna see that it's not just images that you can turn into real objects. It's also like paintings and stuff, including this cartoonish drawing, and so you can interact with it as just like you would a regular photo. And we're gonna fall down here into this children's painting and into this digital version of a castle here. Jumping up here so we can get into the black and white photo, and then exit to the final teleporter. Now we're going to go to the last level of World 1, in which we're going to be introduced to a new mechanic known as the photocopiers. Excuse me, thank you. We're going to be turning this image on its side. We're going to photocopy it. You can see that each photocopier only has like a set amount that you can like copy a photo, but we really only need like 1 or 2 usually. I'm going to take this image. We're going to turn it upside down so we can walk on this part of the image as soon as it turns into a real object, and then fall down here to immediately interact with the portal and then leave. That solution, which you have to like orient the picture in a specific way and then walk up a bunch of stairs, and we have time for that. But that's the end of World 1 and all the levels in it. And now we're gonna do this tram ride, in which we're gonna meet Kate the cat. This is Kate. Everyone say hi to Kate. Kate is an artificial intelligence cat that will follow us throughout most of the game. And now we're in this tram, we're going to be doing something called tram skip. Hopefully we get it. As soon as this third pillar passes by, we're going to be walking forward and then just spamming jump. Oop, okay, I don't think I'm going to get it, actually. Oh, no, okay, the game does not want to cooperate with me today. Yeah, okay, this is finicky sometimes, but hopefully... Oh, okay, it happened. That's technically what's supposed to happen with tram skip, but usually you want it to happen earlier. You're supposed to clip out of the tram, and as soon as it happens, when you load into the next level, it'll like spawn you at like the designated spawn point from when you void out. And you can skip like all of like the tram. You can pretty much skip the second half of the tram ride where you like enter the level. We technically did it there. You want to usually clip out of the tram before it loads into the next level, so at the moment it loads in, you can just immediately go into the go into the level. But that kind of happened there, not as quickly as we would like it to though. So right here it's just illusion levels. You like Superliminal if you played that game, where you just look at a painting at a specific angle and it becomes a real object. In this level, you want that entire wall to the left of me to disappear. If you don't, the lineup for this next art will not work. You want to line yourself up to this image, and now it becomes a real object where the teleporter is. And this next level is pretty satisfying movement, if I do say so myself. We're going to be turning on these levers to turn on these RGB lights that will eventually turn into a real object. We're going to take this card, jumping forward. Perfect, like so. And now we're gonna line ourselves up with the lights to make the last teleporter real so we can exit the level. So now we're gonna be introduced to another new mechanic. This game constantly introduces new mechanics per level. That's one great thing about it. Well, first we're gonna do a cheeky little skip here where we can just perfect, like that. And we're gonna get up here, use these standing cameras in order to take a picture of that teleporter and make it upright, because the teleporter does have to be upright in order for you to interact with it. We're going to take 2 pictures of this wall right here, and then we're going to use it as like floors. One to get over here and activate or grab this battery, I should say. And then we're going to shoot this battery over the camera and take a picture of it as it's falling down. And we're going to take this image because it duplicated the battery, like so, and it'll charge the sensor, or charge the charging pad, because it needs 2 batteries to activate the last portal. We're going to take the picture from this camera to go through this wall. We're going to take a picture of the camera that we just took a picture with, and we're going to aim it towards the final teleporter right here, so that we can turn it upright and then leave the level. Very cool mechanics there. Technically, it's like the intended solution, but in like a much faster and convoluted way, which is one thing that I do like about this game. Where it's just like, technically that's the way you're supposed to do it, but we just do it in a fancier way. We're going to take this image, turn it real to get this battery, and the floor also becomes real so we can catch this battery. And we're going to be juggling these batteries. Hopefully it okay, that's like ideal usually. Oh no, that's not ideal. You do not want the battery to fall all the way back down the stairs. I'm just gonna... Usually you want to like juggle the batteries, and so you can push the batteries with another battery in order to like have it get on the sensor at the end, but sometimes it's finicky. We're going to jump over here to take a picture of this charging pad. We're going to aim it this way, like so, and then we're going to... Oh, that's really steep, but I think it'll be fine. Take this battery, put it onto the charging pad, taking a picture of the battery, is that gonna work? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. And as we walk backwards, we're going to be putting that there. Please. There we go. That should work. There we go. Now, we were walking backwards and then pasting the image so that the battery falls onto the sensor as we go towards the teleporter. Took us a bit there, but we got it. So now we're going to go into World 3. Can we get tram skip this time, hopefully earlier? Yes, instantly. Perfect. So as you can see, now this is how it's supposed to work. It's going to go into the loading zone, where it'll load the next area. We're just going to fall here, and as soon as it loads to the next area, you immediately get put into the level, and you can just go straight into the first series of puzzles. So now in World 3, we're going to be introduced to a lot of really cool mechanics, and in this level included. But first, we're going to be going over here and getting rid of that wall so we can activate this lever over here to activate one of the lights. And you can see, because we did tram skip, the tram is kind of just here, just floating in the level for some reason. I don't know why. I think I was explained why at some point, and I forgot it. But if anyone in the community can explain why that's happening, feel free to. Usually, you have to wait for a bunch of dialogue to finish, at least casually, in order for you to finish this level. After you grab this next mechanic, which is the camera. But right here, we can just grab the camera and then rewind and grab the camera again, and then boom. You don't have to wait for the dialogue to finish to actually use the camera. You can just immediately use it like so. Excuse me. Thank you. All right, perfect. There we go. Wonderful. All right, so World 3 is simultaneously really frustrating and also really cool because there's just a lot to do in World 3. Including this skip right here, where we take a picture of a wall, like really up close to it, and then fall down and just clip through it. And that allows us to finish that level pretty quickly. You want to take a picture of this teleporter and tilt it down so you can jump towards it, but you don't want to tilt it too far down because the teleporter does have to be upright in order for you to interact with it. We're going to be taking a picture of these stairs, using it up here. And this next level is also pretty simple, where you take a picture of this teleporter and then fall down, like so. Perfect. This level has a pretty cool strat where you're going to take a picture of the teleporter with the charging pad, and you're going to line it up right here so that the battery falls on the charging pad, and then take a picture of the battery so you can duplicate it, and it'll activate the final teleporter out of that level. Now, the next level of World 3, we're going to be taking a picture of this arch, and we're going to be using it over here so we can go through this wall and just walk straight here, where we're going to get more film for our camera, like so. So we can take a picture of this guy, this teleporter, turning it upright, and then finishing the level. This next level is also pretty simple, where you just want to take a picture of this platform that has a battery on it, and then duplicate it, so that now you have two batteries and you can just juggle them ideally. Oh, I'm not great at juggling today. Just pushing them on there. Perfect. Like so. Excuse me. Okay, the batteries are being very rude to me today. Hopefully this one treats me a bit better. This is another level where we are going to be duplicating a battery, but we're also going to be duplicating the teleporter and the charging pad all in one fell swoop, so that we can just take both of these guys, boom, like so. Perfect. Those batteries behave. All right. We're about halfway through World 3 now. Now in this level, we want to take a picture of the lever and the teleporter, including the entire connection between the two, because if like this gets disconnected, it will not activate. It will not activate the teleporter in any way, shape, or form. So you have to take a picture of like the whole thing, like so. And you saw that we used Kate over there to like pull the lever above us as a nice skip there. This level just barely has enough like height and distance to activate that lever, and then take a picture of the teleporter as you fall down. And in this level, we're going to do the exact same thing, where we just boom. Oh, excuse me. Where we just boom, pull that lever as we fall down, and then take a picture of the teleporter, and like so, finish the level. In this next level, we're also going to introduce to another mechanic known as like the timers. That's just what I call it. I actually don't know if the community has come up with an official name for it. but just the timers, because that makes no sense to me. Where we activate this, and then we take a picture. As you can see, there's a timer, like a little circular timer, and you can see that it's counting down, even if it's disconnected from the initial pad or the initial lever. As long as the timer and the teleporter are connected, it'll be fine. Each timer has like a different amount of time in which it'll stay on before it turns off, just depending on the level itself. In this level, we're going to be falling down as we take a picture of the timer and the teleporter connected to it. And pretty much the same thing here as well. We want to wait a little bit because the connection does have to reach the timer before we take a picture of it, like so. And boom. Perfect. Oh, I always forget. I always mess up the movement. I think you have to go backwards, but no. This next level, for the next 2 puzzles, the host can just say things because it's usually just like illusion stuff and not much to say in terms of strats.
I'm sitting here. I've obviously never seen this before. How much of this is intended, and how much of this is all these great puzzles that you're just flying by?
More of it is intended than you think it. This game is just like wild when it comes to its mechanics, and so more of it is intended than you think it is. But it doesn't look like it is because of just the mechanics and the fundamentals of this game are really wild to look at. But there are some stuff that isn't intended, such as this level right here. This is a pretty precise skip. I got to first try and practice. I'm not going to do that again. Where you can see that this battery turns like into a painting. Oh, there we go. Into a painting if you get too close to it. And if you rewind your camera and at the same time, and then you let go of the rewind on like I think the same frame as when like the battery is supposed to turn into a painting. When the battery turns back solid when you rewind it, it'll just stay solid as like a solid object that you can pick up as soon as you interact with it again. So that is a lot harder than it looks. I got it like 4th try. It's very precise. Let's see if we can get tram skip again. Please. Please. I'm begging you. No, we did not get it. Unless the game wants to be really kind with me right now. No, okay. This is the backup where you just exit to main menu. That's it. For some reason, it like spawns us up here if you do that, though. So now we're introduced to World 4. In which it has like this purple architecture right here. Anything that is tinted with this purple or blue color will not appear on your camera, and if you like paste an image on there, it will not disappear. This next level has a glitch known as infinite chair jump. We're going to be jumping right here, and then as soon as we get back to this chair, we're going to be sitting and then rewinding at the same time. As soon as we see that, we're going to exit the chair, and that allows us, and that'll teleport us back to where we finished the rewind. And then we can jump in midair because the game will give us another jump, and it allows us to get onto that platform over there so we can grab the final image and finish the level and do the rest of the level pretty much as intended. That's the only time in the run that I do that. Higher level runners do it in other spots that makes more sense. Right here, we're going to be doing mug launch or mug jump. Or no, it's mug launch. I forgot if it's mug launch or mug jump. But we're going to be lining ourselves up at a specific spot here, and as soon as we interact with the mug, as soon as the mug like falls over, we can jump, and it'll launch us upwards. And that's just because the physics in this game, when you interact with things you can like knock over, it's just finicky, and so that we use it to our advantage. Only there, at least. Right here. We're going to be taking a picture of the battery that's behind... Oh, excuse me. There you go. Perfect. We're going to take a picture of the battery that is behind that building so that we can activate the sensor right here. And then right here, that battery is going to fall down since it's tinted blue and doesn't disappear if we put something around it. That doesn't work. There we go. Back up a little bit so we can take a picture of the full lever and the connection to the teleporter. Take a picture of this guy right here. Perfect. This guy will land right there. All right. Now we're gonna do a cheeky little skip here. Perfect. Nice. In this next level, we're going to be introduced to another mechanic known as like the boom boxes. And each of these boom boxes will produce sound waves that'll activate these sensors. If you put them in specific spots like so, it'll activate all of these connections. Perfect. Oh, that was quick. I lined myself up perfectly there so that the image can just become solid instantly. We're going to take this boombox that you activate by a lever, lining it up so it activates this sensor. That'll activate the final teleporter. This level right here, we're going to take this image that has a sensor that's connected to another boombox. Ooh, let me try that again. Perfect. I want to make sure that actually works. We're going to extend it so that it activates this final sensor over here that'll activate the teleporter. So this boombox is activated by a pad, and as soon as it activates the timer, we can just immediately go and exit the level because that timer is really quick. And so right here, we're going to activate this boombox that activates this sensor. Take a picture of the second half where the timer and the final boombox connects, so that, boom, it'll activate that sensor. That will activate the final teleporter. And this last part of this level, we're going to take this image and photocopy it, and we rotate the first image because we want to line it up right here because this boombox will immediately activate this sensor. It's very precise because as soon as you step off of the sensor, the portal will turn off. As soon as you step off the pad, the boombox will turn off, and then the portal will turn off. But it's really, really quick. It's you have milliseconds to interact with the portal and exit the level before it turns off, and so it's really precise there. This is another few levels where it's just us going through a bunch of pretty filters. This is another level that I think the devs just want to flex on us with their skills. And so, Cubs, if you want to say some more stuff, you can.
Well, I'm curious about something. At the end of each level, you're talking about going through the final teleporter. Are there more teleporters that we're just skipping past?
No, there isn't. I don't mind my verbiage there. It's just, I'm just saying final teleporter. That's just the words that come out of my mouth, and so you don't have to worry too much. The real final teleporter is every time that we go back to the hub world, that's the actual final teleporter. But sometimes they just say things, so don't mind my verbiage there.
No, this is a very interesting. I'm just sitting here, just loving learning every little bit about this. This is a very interesting game.
It is a very interesting game. I highly recommend it for anyone who wants to speedrun it. It's a very nice speed game. Right here, we're going to go through these filters. And as soon as we activate that timer, we want to do not mess up this movement whatsoever. Because, yep, I figured. We're going to try that again. If you mess up that movement at all, you might as well just start over because... is that going to work? I hope so. Okay, thank God. Okay, because that timer is very tight. You want to just immediately interact with the teleporter as soon as you can. And if you mess up the movement towards the teleporter at all, it just doesn't work, as we clearly saw. We're going to activate this weather machine because this is what that is. And you have to look at the weather machine after you activate. After you pull the lever. If you don't, this cutscene won't play. And a lot of us have learned that the hard way. But you have to look at it. But after it breaks down, you can just look around and exit the level after here. So this is the final level of World 4. And now we're going to go into World 5. One thing that I haven't mentioned is that each world is named after a specific scientist. We're going to do a little bit of a lore drop right here. And so you can see that this level is called Mirin. It is Heron, Haraya, Chigung, and Mirin. Those are 4 scientists who use simulation as a form of experimenting with stuff that they can bring into the real world. And so this was a plot point where we found a failed experiment of Mirin's, and it was going to be a really revolutionary experiment, but unfortunately it doesn't work. And now we're going to the 5th world. We're not going to do tram skip, but rather we're going to be exiting to main menu because tram skip will spawn you in the bottom part of this level, the first floor, and then just exiting to main menu will spawn you at the top floor like it did right here. This first level introduces another really cool mechanic. That's fine. That works. Where it's called taking a picture of ourselves. We're going to be lining ourselves up right here, pretty close, because you don't want to be directly connected to directly against the camera, because otherwise this won't work. Where you take a picture of yourself. Oh, well, I was too close, as you can see. There we go. I think that should work. It did. Okay. So that like black fuzziness in the picture, that's us. And then we take a picture of ourselves, and then wherever we place the photo, we're just going to teleport just there. This is a much more clear-cut example of that, where we take a picture of ourselves here, and we're going to teleport into the cage. You can see that there's quite clearly a black fuzzy figure. That is us. And we immediately teleport to wherever we put ourselves. And we also get teleported in like the same like direction that we were facing. And so we're going to use that to our advantage right here. By taking a picture of ourselves facing towards the camera, and then taking a picture of ourselves, facing this way, away from the camera. Because this first image, we can just immediately be facing towards this battery, and then leave, and then, boom, grab the battery outside of the cage. And this image, we're going to be facing towards the left here, and taking this battery, perfect, having it land on that charging pad right here, and then exiting the level. There is a puzzle here, but we don't need to do any of it. Instead, we can just do that. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Bit finicky there. Game doesn't want to cooperate. All right, perfect. This level also has a really cool strat. We're going to take a picture of ourselves twice. And you can see that the end of the level is like right up there. And so we're going to take these two images, and we're going to do... Oh, excuse me. That. Where we can just do quick movement and immediately place both images over one another and get enough height to get towards the final that teleporter right there. Now we're introduced to another mechanic known as the void camera. Anything you take a picture of just turns into a void. It gets destroyed. And so that is a neat mechanic. It's very jarring the first time you play the game. It jump scared me the first time that I noticed it. It's a very jarring mechanic, but it's used pretty thoroughly in the speedrun in these last few levels. And so now we're going to be taking a picture of the teleporter with the charging pad through the wall and photocopying it. So we have two. Perfect. And hopefully this battery lands on the teleporter. No, or lands on the charging pad. It will not. But thankfully, we can just put it on there. There is a wall behind this wall that we can take a picture of. And use that as a platform to grab this guy right here. Ooh, I don't like the way that that wall was placed. There we go. Perfect. We're going to be taking this guy, putting onto this battery, or putting onto this charging pad at the end here. And now we're going to go to the second to last level. And we're taking a picture of this guy, this standing camera, having it face this way, taking a picture of this battery over here. As soon as it takes a picture, we're also going to take a picture. In this picture, we have both ourselves and the battery, so we can teleport out as the battery falls down. And there we go. The second picture also had the battery in it, so now we have two photocopies of the battery, and we can use those to charge the final, charge that charging pad to activate the teleporter. Here, we're going to turn on that camera. As soon as it takes a picture, using the platform that we took a picture of right here, we're going to gain a lot of distance and turn this timer on and immediately use the picture of ourselves that we just took in order to teleport teleport immediately to the teleporter that'll exit the level. All right, this is the final level of the game, and it is on a timer. We're going to first take a picture of the floor right there, because we're going to use it as a bridge after pulling this lever. And as we walk here, we're going to look up and take a picture of this building, and pull that lever. Take this photo, use it as a platform, switch over to the camera, take a picture of this platform behind us. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Almost fell down there. Perfect. Pull this lever. Take this image that we just took, use it as a platform around here. Oh, come on. A bit lower. Perfect, thank you. And now we're going to change back to the camera. And take a picture right there. Pull this lever. And then, boom. We're going to take a picture of this photocopier that's on the other end here, because we want to photocopy this image of the battery. So now we have two batteries that will charge this sensor. That'll activate here to the next area. Perfect. Change back to the camera again. and then take a picture of this wall with the platform underneath it. I want you to activate this camera and then use the picture that we just took in order to use it as a platform to take a picture of ourselves that'll allow us to teleport to the other side of this wall. And then, as soon as we pull this lever, switch these photos, and then use this photo with the boombox that we took a picture of at the very beginning in order to activate this final lever. And then that's the end of that level. That's the end of the final level. We have like a minute or two of cutscene to sit through, and then we're gonna have a little bit of gameplay, and then that's the run. But that's pretty much the entire run here. So that's all we have left is some walking. Unfortunately, we are about to leave the simulation for real this time. And that means that Kate cannot come with us because Kate is stuck in the simulation, as he is AI. So this is the part where we have to say goodbye to Kate. Kate will, in fact, cry, as should you, because this is a very sad moment where we have to leave to the real world, and Kate is sad to say goodbye to us. So everyone say goodbye to Kate. Hopefully, we will see you again sometime. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for having us, Kate. So yeah, that's the run. Timing will end once I walk into the final tree, and it'll fade to black afterwards once we leave the simulation. So we're gonna take this plant right here, and then a door will open, and then it'll be end in 3, 2, 1, time. So yeah, that's Viewfinder any percent. As soon as it fades to black, that's when timing ends. So that's nice. Nice indicator there. So yeah, that's the run. I got 27:59 on my end. That's like pretty much 2 minutes off my PB, which I am fine with. What was my final time RTA? If you know what I'm asking, here I got 30 minutes flat. That's my RTA.
Looks like we have 29:59.
29:59. Ooh, that's nice. That's solid. Yeah, I'm glad at very least underestimate, or we'll pretend that I got sub 30, even though my live split is telling me it's 30 flat. RTA. But yeah, that is Viewfinder. I highly recommend this game. I believe it's $25 on Steam. It is an amazing project. The devs are super supportive of the speedrunning team. We have them in like the speedrunning Discord server, and they like to comment on the things that we find and stuff like that, and help us out when we can't figure out why something works. And so that's huge shout outs to all of the devs at Sad Owl Studios, and I cannot thank y'all enough for the support that you've given the speedrunning community for your game. It really means a lot. And so if you want to pick up this game, I highly recommend it. It's on Steam. It is on PlayStation 5. We do have a console board as well. I don't know if it's on GOG or Epic Games. I think another community member, if they are here in chat, can probably correct me if they aren't or if they are. And so aside from that, again, thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to Midwest Speedfest for having me, and for giving this run the time that it needs on like a prime time slot, which is nice. And I can't wait to see more people come into the community. And shout out to the community who have grinded this game down to the bone, who have optimized this terrifyingly fast after release, and who have given this game the attention that it deserves. So yeah, again, thank you to everyone for watching. I've been Ozmourn, and I hope to show off more games at future Midwest Speedfest events if y'all will have me. And so I can't thank y'all enough for letting me show off this game. So yeah, go buy it. It's really good, and join the Discord. We'd love to have you. So yeah, that's all. I'm Ozmourn, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night.
Where can we find you before we head on out for the moment?
Oh, you're right. I need to show myself. You're right. I can be found on twitch.tv/Ozmourn. I occasionally stream. Usually I stream like non-speedrunning stuff, just stuff that I want to do for fun with friends. I've been doing some streams throughout the month of September and October for like a GDQ prediction stream. Speaking of which, I'm super excited to see this game get accepted into GDQ tomorrow, because I think that it's definitely going to get in, and because of just how much hype it had around it and how beautiful of a game it is. And so fingers crossed. Hopefully I don't bite my tongue tomorrow. Hope I don't eat those words. But yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter. I'm Ozmourn on like every social media imaginable, and that includes Instagram, but I don't post on my Instagram. But I do post a good amount on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there, or X, whatever you want to call it. And so you can see my thoughts there. So yeah, those are the first two places you can find me. And you can also find me in the Viewfinder Discord, because I'm still active, and I look in there, even though I just recently got back into speedrunning this so I can do rest for this marathon. So yeah, you can interact with me in those methods, those platforms, all that jazz. But yeah, thank you so much for having me, and have a good luck with the rest of the marathon, and good luck to the rest of the runners that are going to come up. So yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much for that run, Oz. Very well done, GG. Coming up next, we will have Stump running Crash 2 Cortex Strikes Back. So please stick around for that. We'll head back to the intermission for some music, and we'll see y'all here shortly.
Yes, and justice for Kate, as we see right here.